Hello everybody, welcome to Vancouver Island Bushcraft. So, got a little trek into the woods, and I'm deep in the woods. Got a lot of really large cedar trees here, really old growth around here. And I just thought I'd just relax a little bit. I'm going to show you guys how to throw knives today. As most of you know, I'm a jiu-jitsu instructor for 25 years, and one of our things that we learned how to do during that tenure was how to throw knives. So there was a couple of ways of throwing the knives. I learned a certain way, and then I relearned a way easier way that had nothing to do with how close or how far you were away from the target. The traditional way is you have to be a certain amount of paces. Your knife twirls a certain amount of times, hit your target, and you're good to go, which is not very combat effective. So I'm going to show you how to do it. A 5-minute lesson, which is all it takes to learn how to throw a knife this way, and we'll go from there. I just brought, swinging around, I just brought my pack. These are the knives I'm going to be throwing. These are SOG throwing knives. Really good weight, and yeah, they're really easy to throw. I just brought my pack. I might have a little dinner out here and relax a little bit. I got this for my birthday. This and a canteen cup. This is actually a Swedish Army canteen, and it comes, like I said, with a canteen cup, which is kind of handy. But my mom bought me that for my birthday, which is kind of nice. So yeah, I'm going to maybe have a little water, relax a little bit. I walked in here, I'm still a little bit out of breath, and once I'm back up to my 100%, I will show you how to throw these knives. It's really simple. I taught a couple of neighbors' kids, they're 12 years old, how to throw knives in about 5 minutes. So it's that simple. I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'm just going to relax, and I'll see you in 3, 2, 1. All right. So the traditional way of doing this, holding it by the blade like this, throwing it at the tree or whatever, and it turns X amount of times and hits the tree. You have to be exact distance apart from your target every single time, and not very combat effective. So this way that I'm doing it, that I've been doing it now for about 10 years, is very, very effective. And instead of holding it by the handle, or the blade, you're going to hold it by the handle, and you're going to put your index finger along the edge, and your fingers just like this. And your wrist is going to be really, really loose. That's really important. And the way I taught the kids, this is just for fun, was you have your target, and you stand about 2 inches away from your target, and you just want to place your knife into the target. And practice doing that just with your wrist. I'll turn you here so you can see the tree. There we go. Let's see here. Just like that. So just with the wrist, just like that. And then just stand back 2 inches. Just 2 inches. And do the same thing, and it's in the tree. Do that a few times, and then go back just a little bit further. I'm not back that far right now. And do the same thing. Just in here. Oops. There we go. Yeah. And in the tree. Just like so. And you keep going back. And your hand and your mind automatically compensate for the couple of inches back each time. As you can see, you'll miss a couple times. I haven't practiced this for 2 years. Literally, seeing me throw this into the tree these 3 times is the first 3 times I've thrown it in 2 years. And it would take probably about 20 minutes for me to be able to go back about 6 or 7 feet and hit the tree. So it takes very little practice. It's fun. These SOG knives, don't buy a cheap throwing knife that's really light. It's got to have a good weight to it. These are not expensive. You get them online. You get sets of 3. I have 20 or 30 of them, and they're warranted for life, which is kind of cool. And practice with it. It's fun, and it's a really good skill to have a knife that you can draw from your belt, stand back, and hit the tree, or hit the target, quote unquote. Most combat range is going to be just past where you can't grab someone, and you have a knife, and your knife is ineffective, and you need to incapacitate your target. whatever it happens, your paper target. And that's when the only time you would throw a knife. Throwing a knife is not a really good idea. We did knife fighting for the longest time, and getting rid of your weapon is really a last ditch thing you should be doing unless you have multiple knives. Because if you hit your target and you miss and it falls down, A, you no longer have a weapon, and B, this guy or whatever has a weapon. So just a little bit of a tutorial. Those of you who think it's fun to do this, I just do it for the fun of it. It's no real combat readiness or anything like that. I just have fun. My wife and the kids and I will go in the back and we hit a piece of plywood and see if we can hit the target. It's kind of fun. So that's about it for knife throwing. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. What do you think I think of the Tilley hat? I just got it. It's pretty nice, eh? Hey? I didn't have a waterproof hat, so I thought I'd get one of these. So yeah. Well, okay, so I'm just kind of sitting down, just played around with the knives. I actually got pretty good. I went about 2 or 3 feet away and was getting them pretty much every time. So yeah, it's just kind of fun. So I'm just sitting here. I'm just going to spin you around just to give you a good look at sort of where we're at. It's kind of neat. As you can see, I got my coffee going. So yeah, so what I just brought my day pack. I got a canteen full of water, the grail's full of water. There's no water around here, so I'm bringing water with me. There's the coffee filters and everything that was in here. I just kind of took out. I'll just spin you around. I got the coffee, cell phone, cup, some milk, sugar, some off. I'm gonna have this tonight. Actually, in a few minutes, I'm gonna cook it up. Macaroni and cheese, Mountain House macaroni and cheese. So that should be pretty good. I'm gonna have that, and yeah, have my coffee and kind of go that route. I just thought I'd bring you along and show you how to do that knife throwing and show you a new spot. This is a really neat area. The trees are huge here. It's all you know, those famous Vancouver Island big trees. They're everywhere. Very dry. You got to be careful. That's why I got a cook stove and nothing else. I'm not starting any fire. Still a fire ban. It's the end of September. We still have a fire ban. We have rain coming on Sunday. I'm going to be going to the bivouac on Sunday. But yeah, no sign of rain after that. It's kind of crazy. So my coffee's just about ready, so I'm gonna let you guys go, and if I have anything else to say, I'll turn you on again. I mean that figuratively, of course. I'm gonna show you guys what this macaroni and cheese looks like. It's kind of neat. There she is, all dry. Kind of different, isn't it? Should be interesting. I'm not sure what the big chunks are. Hopefully it's cheese. All right. I got my coffee. Oh, you'll never guess what happened. So I'm kind of on a slope here. I'm comfortable, but everything's on a slope. So I got my coffee. She's ready to go. And like an idiot, I went to turn off the stove and didn't hang on to the pot of coffee. So guess what happened? The entire pot of coffee spilled over and I had to start over again. So this is my second cup of coffee, but only my first cup of coffee. So that was interesting. I'm really glad I did not get that on camera. I can just hear you guys laughing right now. So I got a couple of cups of water ready to go. I'm going to boil that up, put it in the macaroni and cheese, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all ready to eat. I'll have my coffee while I'm waiting. Well, it's been 7 minutes. Let's open this up and see what she looks like. Not bad. I'm going to pour it in the pot and then show it to you. Hang on 1 second here. There we go. All right. This is what freeze-dried macaroni and cheese looks like when it's done. Look at that. It actually looks pretty good. But how does it taste? All right. Let's see. Well, it's okay. It needs salt. It's definitely not like Kraft macaroni and cheese for sure. It's edible, but it's not one of my favorites. I'll eat it because it's all I got, but it's not one of my favorites. I think I have salt, so I'll make sure I put some salt in it. So, oh hey, I made I'll put this down for a second. You ever see, those of you who do bushcraft are gonna know what I'm talking about, those little alcohol stoves that you make out of Coke cans? You know, you have two bottoms, you put one upside down, put it inside, put the dots and stuff. And I made one yesterday. Tried it out, and it works great. I'm going to do a video on how to make it, although they're out there on YouTube, but you haven't seen me make one, so it'll be fun to watch me wrestle along with making another one. It works really good, mind you. But here's a rant. I look up online the best fuels to use for these homemade stoves, and this guy did this review, and ethanol is what you want, 91% or more. Excuse me. So I go to the drugstore and I ask for ethanol, and all they have is 70%. I said, don't you have anything that's higher, because I'm using it for a stove? They go, oh, you're using it for a stove, because they initially said no, they haven't got it. Apparently the kids are using this ethanol, this 90% and above, for huffing or sniffing or something. This stuff will kill you. And they have to keep it behind the counter and not sell it to the public so that the kids can't get this ethanol. Isn't that ridiculous? So, you know, anything like that is the kids are just huffing whatever they can, like compressed air, and I didn't even know about this ethanol. Fortunately, I asked about it. They said no. I said I was using it for a stove, and I actually had a video of my stove working. So I showed them, and they said, okay, you can have the ethanol. You know, great for them. Their due diligence, not selling it to kids. I mean, I could have been one of those huffers or selling it to kids or something like that. So it's good that they did that. But it's crazy. You have to go through this kind of rigmarole to get the stuff you need for bushcraft or prepping. Try to get antibiotics in Canada for your family if all hell breaks loose. It's a nightmare. I got some, but it took some wangling to do. Wangling? Anyway. And same with like potassium nitrate. Try to get that in Canada. All this stuff, you can't get this stuff. It's all stuff you need when you're doing prepping to make sure that you have the stuff that you need. So yeah, it's getting difficult to get the stuff that's necessary to survive, because people are abusing all this stuff. I don't blame the authorities. It's just that they're, you know, the kids and other people are abusing these products, and what are they supposed to do? Let them continue? So anyway, that's enough of that. I'm going to have my supper, and I guess that's about it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shut her down after supper, because it's starting to get dark, and I got a hell of a trek out of here. It's a fair trek. So I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you enjoyed the knife throwing. That was the whole idea of this whole video, was the knife throwing thing. I just thought I'd keep you on with me while I'm having my coffee and my meal, and rant a little bit with you. But the whole idea was the knife throwing. So I hope you enjoyed that, and give it a shot. It's not that hard, and you don't have to have a balanced knife or anything. Just any knife, as long as it's got a fair weight, you can throw it. So hey, if you like this video, subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. And tell everybody that you know about the Vancouver Island Bushcraft. I'd love to get the subscriptions up. I got 235 or 236. I'd love to get like 300-400 subscriptions. It's just so awesome to see that. So tell your friends, tell your family to subscribe. That'd be great. I'd really appreciate it. And you guys take care, and I'll see you next time.